in the country set to go head-to-head here. Game one of the three-game series, LSU and Florida. It's a top 10 showdown, and of course, these are two of the top teams in the SEC.
Plate because there are a ton of batters that will make you pay.
That misses for ball four, and Newland is aboard to get things started for LSU. And Beth Tarina, the Florida series against Texas A&M. Briggs bunts, and that will move Newland over to second, one away.
Nice sacrifice bunt by Sierra Briggs. She has so much speed that...
Played tonight, Chris Neighbors, Robbie Guest on the bases. That one misses. Second walk of the inning for Rothrock. This is her 121st. Rothrock working here in the first inning. Ground ball to Wallace to second for one. On the first, won't be in time. Two down. Williams got the force at second, Maddie, but
defensively, so you have to earn your way on base.
Tapped back to the pitcher, Rothrock on the first. She works out of the jam, and LSU unable to score in the first. Florida coming to the plate here in Gainesville.
Really do it all from the left side. You've got Kendra Falby, who slaps and hits and bunts.
That's off the base. It's a fair ball, and it'll hit into the outfield. Falby's got great speed, looking for the double. The throw's in there, but not in time, and Falby using that speed well. She's at second to lead things off.
Base.
Now, let me bring in something else here as it's grounded. Look for Falby, very aggressive on the base pass, and she's out, and Tim Walton wants to challenge this call because he thinks Falby got under on the slide.
Even somebody like a Reagan Walsh and Kendra Falby, who have been around the league for several years now.
Swung on and missed. Otis was retired, two down.
Automatically going to cover, knowing that she could take off at any pitch.
There she goes. Here's the throw. It's high, and Wallace is in safely. One of the things to watch today would be the battle for the speed from the Gators against...
You're catching things perfectly, making great throws down to the bases because they will exploit at any turn with that speed that they have throughout the lineup.
That's a ball, and Erickson's aboard, runners on the corners. You can see the sharp white.
22, and has continued to get better year after year.
Swung on and missed. Berzon gets the strikeout. That is her 101st.
Makes this LSU team so good, having somebody like Sierra Briggs in the two-hole.
Carly Petty with a fly ball. Falby has it, one away. And Coffey this year, sixth in the...
Stark contrast for this team, how they started the season.
Rudity sends it out to left field and to foul ground, and Corby Otis has it. Quickly two down for LSU here in the second.
I think a lot of bats coming alive. The pitching solid in the circle.
Bajaran pops it up. Erickson, the catcher, calls for it, straddling the line, and a 1-2-3 inning for Keegan Rothrock. Scoreless after 1.5. They're having a good weekend in Columbia. They've shut out South Carolina back-to-back games, including today. Chop to second. Petty onto Gutierrez, and Walsh is retired for out number one. Kind of aptly describes what those two are up to. Softly hit back behind the circle, a lot of spin on it, and doing well with it is Petty to get the out, two down.
Not an easy play there for Petty, having to charge.
Here is Ariel, the third baseman at 289 on the season. Berzon fielding her position. Quick inning for her in the circle. We've played two in Gainesville. We're scoreless. Okay.
See, now you've got me thinking about the hardcore stuff here. And it looks like Maddox McKee's going to be called for being out of the box. So if you have less than 2 strikes, you make contact with the pitch and you're out of the...
3-1 to Newland. And she's aboard for the second time. It's a one-out walk, her second walk of the evening. Now I'm showing my age. You're laughing at me. Slapped. Wallace gets up there to make the out. Great shortstop battle here in this series. Wallace for Florida, Pleasance for LSU. Had great careers for their teams. Popped up. Guess who? Pleasance to Wallace to retire the side. Head to the bottom half of the third inning. Scoreless, game one of the series. Called strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Berzon, 1 away. First. Back to the pitcher, Berzon. 2 down.
Interested to see, too, what Kendra Falby does in her at.
One hop, gloved by Petty, knocks it down, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Pitchers in control right now between LSU and Florida. Chat with Tim next. Like, well, we're here for a few days. Maybe I can commission Bailey for a little ESPN softball design. Ground ball right side to Williams. On to Brown, quickly 1 away. Hard liner to Kowalewski at third, 2 down. I think for Rothrock, that Mississippi State steer popped up on the infield. Kowalewski calls for it, and she's got it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rothrock for Tennessee this weekend against Georgia. Corby Otis swings at the first pitch. Pleasance on the first. Very quickly, 1 away. 8 in a row retired by Berzon. This is game 1 of a Saturday evening W. First LSU pitcher with a 3-win weekend in 13 years. Off speed in there for strike 3. Berzon continues to roll. People who've been watching softball are used to, but if you haven't been on top of softball from the beginning, this one is hit well to center field, but Falby's got plenty of room. And Rudity is retired. We talked to Beth Torina about it today. She loves it. Tap to first. Brown steps on the bag. 2 down.
Bit of a check swing there from Bongeron. Just
hit well to right and deep, and going back and making the catch is Kisler. Read it well off the bat. One of the better contact batters we've seen so far. Still scoreless.
Get underneath that drop ball. Well, that day she can turn into a rise ball pitcher.
That is sent through the right side, and it's a leadoff single for Reagan Walsh to get things going for the Gators here.
Interact with the teams within the game, too. It's always so much fun to be able to listen to that.
You'll hear it all on Monday. Brown back to the pitcher. Berzon to first.
Speeds between the drop ball and that changeup that she throws. So you really have to go up there and pick a speed and pick a location that you want to go after.
Swung on and missed. Berzon gets her 5th strikeout, 2 down. Grounded to second. Petty to first, and that will retire the side. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up to Wallace. 1 pitch, 1 out. Tap back up the middle, and there is the first hit of the night for LSU. Ciara Briggs on a 3-2 pitch gets the base hit with 1 down here in the 6th.
Barrel extended on that pitch coming up and underneath your hands.
Off the glove of the pitcher, and everybody's going to be safe. Williams had no play, first and second.
The inside part of the plate to both the righties and the lefties.
Gutierrez taps it. This is going to stay in fair ground. Here comes the runner around third, and LSU has the game's first run. Briggs with that speed, never even tapped the brakes rounding third, and LSU is on top here in the 6th.
The infield, another hit that is not hit hard off of the bat, but look at the way Ciara Briggs rounds third base, doesn't hesitate at all, sees it, nobody's covering that ground ball. Everybody was playing back, respecting.
Grounded to Wallace. They get the force at third. This one is hit well to center field. It is carrying to the track, to the wall. Falby up and brings it down for the out.
Defense in this series. How about Kendra Falby having to run a long way for this one, all the way back to that center field wall, just robbing a hit.
Through in the 6th, they have a 1-0 lead. Now the top of the order for Florida, and Falby off the glove of the third baseman has a leadoff single for the Gators here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. That's off the glove of Berzon. Wallace has great speed. No throw from Pleasance. Similar to how LSU got it done. 2 balls off the glove of infielders. 2 hits here for the Gators. Otis 0 for 2. This is a ground ball up the middle and through. Base hit. Here comes Falby. Here's the throw. It gets away. Wallace is going to third. Otis is going to second. Florida has tied it, and they're not done here in the 6th.
Corby Otis, the transfer from Louisville, coming to Florida this year, gets this drop ball on the end of the bat. It's an outside pitch that she drives straight back up the middle, out to Sierra Briggs out in center field. Tries to make a play on this one, but that throw way offline. Kendra Falby with way too much speed coming into home. You could just see how fired up.
Popped up. Pleasance on the infield. Big out there, 1 down.
It's a clutch pitch for Berzon going up against Erickson. And
this one is hit deep to left field. It is back. It is gone.
it was a pitcher's duel in this ball game until the offenses broke things open here in the 6th inning. This is a changeup, low and outside. Look at the way that Reagan Walsh sinks into that front leg to get extension, to get around that outside pitch and launch that thing over the left field wall. What a big moment for Reagan Walsh and her 13th home run this season.
That leads the Gators. Grounded by Brown to Gutierrez to retire the side. Florida, after falling behind 1-0, puts 4 on the board.
Erickson trying to pull that one in for a strike.
Ground ball to second. Williams onto Gills. 1 away. That misses for ball 4, so LSU has a runner aboard with 1 down here in the 7th. Pitch number 102 from Rothrock to the number 9 hitter. Ground ball to second. They get the out at first. 2 down, and LSU's down to their final out.
Will be in the SEC next year. Both those teams, excuse me, I should say.
Newland towards the gap. It's getting down in a hurry. Here comes the runner around third, and LSU makes it a 4-2 game, and they will get the tying run to the plate here in the 7th.
Exaggerate, get your barrel on top of that pitch. It's got such late bite to it. You have to anticipate where that pitch is going to end up. It probably would have ended up being a ball, but look at the way that her hand path stays on top of that ball, drives it out into that left center gap to score another Tiger run.
Called strike 3. The Gators take game 1 of the series. Keegan Rothrock had 1 strikeout all night, and it was the final out of the game.
The biggest out of the game. She goes right back to that outside corner. The pitch before, she didn't get the call, so she goes to it again. The freshman stepping up in such a big moment. Like you said, Eric, hadn't had a strikeout all night long, but she continued to work those edges of the strike zone, work the corners, utilize the rise ball, mixed speeds, and kept the veteran